Hey there guys, welcome back to Skirmish Miniature Gaming. Luke here, and we've got some kill team finally for the first time in like what, a year. We finally got Pariah Nexus. I'm going to do a showcase battle report for you today and play it how it should be played, to be quite honest, from the box set. There's 2 narrative play missions in the book that are designed to be played with the minis from the box set, so that's what I'm going to be playing today. I'm going to be playing Sabotage, where the flayed ones will be resurrected if they're taken down, which is pretty awesome, so I'm looking forward to that. If you want Pariah Nexus content, guys, I've done a review. I'm doing this battle report showcase. I've got more battle reports coming for it, so make sure to sign up, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for when further content drops. Throw a like on the video, and most importantly, guys, please do leave comments down below the video. Let me know what you think of Pariah Nexus, of the game itself, if you guys have picked it up, and what you thought of the battle report. But also just because it really does help the channel and the videos, and pushes us out there and gets the videos out there for more people to watch and enjoy. So I hope you enjoy this one, guys, and I'll see you there. So here we are. Finally, we have Kill Team Pariah Nexus. We have everything painted and ready. Just so that you guys know what's actually comes in the box for you, have this double-sided mat. This is side 2. So you have 2 sides of this mat that you can use with Pariah Nexus on it. Very nice. Obviously very similar to Arena, etc., where it's all the close confines. So you've got the red markings on the boards, which resemble the walls and lines. You also have these kind of pits of Necron gas and nasty business. You have these different kind of like nodes on the table, which can mean different things throughout. If you do different narrative games, they can come into effect, and also these kind of lines across the table. These are new things since Arena. They're called firing points. So you see these. If your model has even part of their base over this firing point, and there's an enemy model inside this firing arc marked by these white lines, so inside this box, if they have any part of their base inside that box, and you draw a line from the center of your base, from the firing model that's on the fire point, and that crosses through this fire point here, and it hits the enemy model's base, then you get +1 to your hit roll. But obviously you've got all of this cool little Necron scatter terrain, which is nice, and I'm really excited to use this outside of Pariah Nexus as well with our other Necron terrain. So shout out to Adam from Zero Use Painting, as always. He's done a fantastic job of getting this done nice and quick for us. I've put this one on one of the objectives today, their command nodes. I've just put one of those on for fun, but when we set up the models, I will take that away, because the objectives aren't meant to be 3D terrain. They're just meant to be 2D flat on the table for us to control. I've set up the board as is today for the second scenario in the book, which you also get with the set. The book, if you haven't already seen, I've done a full review on it, so I'm not going to go through it big time here, but you've got 2 narrative scenarios, 6 match play scenarios. But if you want to do the match play scenarios and mix in narrative rules of your own, you can generate them on different tables in the book, which I think is amazing. As I've said on my review already, I do kind of feel that this is more narrative kind of set, really, expansion. You then obviously have all of the new rules updated alongside 9th edition, 40k, for playing Space Marines, Death Watch as well, by the way, which is important to note, and Necrons in Kill Team. So really nice thick book with lots inside that there as well, really nice. And you get the 2 secondary objective decks, which you'll want for the match play. You'll probably remember these from Arena, but they're updated, and you get 2 decks, 1 each now for you and your mates if you're playing match play as well, which I will be covering in the next report. So make sure to subscribe and whatnot ready for that. But otherwise, that's the majority of what you're looking at in the set, obviously. I'll take you through the 2 teams now and what I'm taking them as today. Let's start off, though, with the Ultramarine list on the left. They're obviously going to be Ultramarines, so like you had with the Elites expansion, they do get their Ultramarine rules, which is +1 to their leadership across the board. And if they retreat or fall back, they can still shoot that round, but they have to roll on 6s to hit instead of their normal ballistic skill. But at the front there, we have the Primaris Captain with mastercrafted heavy bolt rifle and his power sword down there at the front. He also is going to get a 4-up invuln save. He's level 1. I'm going for level 1 on both commanders here, just makes it nice and simple. Shooting specialist, so he's re-rolling 1s to hit. And that's more or less him down to a T. Looking pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to using him. Then the rest of the Ultramarines, you've got 4 heavy intercessors with heavy bolt rifles. Sniper specialist, a comm specialist, and a standard guy there at the back left. He's not a specialist. But then in the middle there, I've got my leader, who is going to be holding an executioner bolt rifle instead of the normal ones, because he's allowed to upgrade there. So that should be pretty interesting to see how different that does. He's going to be another heavy, because I do have my actual heavy specialist there at the front, who's a gunner, and he's going to have an executioner heavy bolt rifle, or heavy bolter should I say, executioner heavy bolter, which is different to the executioner bolt rifle. So I'm going to have to get those right, but yeah, so he's going to be pretty awesome as well. Can't wait to try those out. But let's go over and check out the Necrons. I'm going to be taking these guys as Novok, so re-rolling hit rolls when charging, getting charged, or making the heroic advance, whatever it's called, where you consolidate your commander for command points. I'm then going to be having the Chronomancer as my commander at the front, level 1. He is going to be melee specialist, so +1 attack, because he only gets 1 standard, so I wanted to buff him a bit for combat. He goes up to 2 attacks, standard, and then he's going to have the Entropic Lance, which is one of 2 choices that you can give him, which is just a bit better against Marines, I think, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. You then got 5 flayed ones, and marked out as the specialists there on their bases. So you've got a leader at the back, combat, veteran, and zealot, because that's the only choices you get with flayed ones. Alright then, so it's the second narrative play scenario in the book, both of which, so you've got Sabotage, and the other one is Diversion Tactics, which is the other side of the board that you can use for the set. These 2 narrative scenarios are what they suggest to start with, to play through the narrative behind the game Pariah Nexus, the expansion, with the models in the set. So if you want to get a good feel for the game and to be able to play with the models straight out of the set, these are the 2 missions to do it. It suggests to use exactly what we've done here, and to assign their specialisms and whatnot for the commanders. I chose to do the second one because I only wanted to cover one of them for this battle report showcase of the game. Sabotage looked like the most fun to me. You can bring back flayed ones for the Necrons to buff them, because the Marines are better points wise. So yeah, I thought it'd be really good fun to try this out. So deployment is as follows. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the book very slightly here, because that's actually the way that you guys are going to be looking at it here. So the attacker's deployment zone is all of this red section here, which will be at the back of the board here on this side, as shown on the map there. And that will be the Ultramarines. They're attacking the Pariah Nexus board. So Necrons will be the defenders, and they'll get this blue section around here. Special rules for this game, there's 2 narrative effects in play. I'm not going to use, both sides of this board do have terrain effects, like most of the other kill zones do for Kill Team, but I'm not going to use them. I never have done. They're just a bit over the top, and I think they tend to not work so well. So there's plenty of other narrative effects that go with this scenario for this board setup, so I'm just going to go with those for this game. But there is that additional effect if you want to play it, guys. But the objective of this mission, Sabotage, the Marines have got to move their way in. They've got to, at the start of a battle round, if they control an objective, which is more within 2 than your opponent models, you can remove it. They have to remove objective 2 before they remove objective 1. At the back there. The only other thing I will say is that usually one of the objectives in Pariah Nexus is called a command node, which is this one at the back in the Necron deployment. If they control that in the beginning of their battle round, they get an additional command point, because it's the command node, and it's like being the HQ of the battlefield, if you like. They're controlling the power. But yeah, essentially the Marines, their objective is to get rid of objective 2, get rid of objective 1. For the Necrons, it's just to defend the objectives and stop them doing it. If the Marines manage to pull up both objectives, they win the game straight off the bat. If either kill team completely wipes out their opponent, annihilation, they win the game. But otherwise, narrative effects for the game. At the beginning of each battle round, if flayed ones have any models downed and out of play, they can bring one back in these Tomb World reinforcement green bars on either side of the map. So that'll be basically touching their bases on either side of the map, 9 inches away from enemy Ultramarine models. So that's a really cool effect. That's how they basically try to even out the game. Also, narrative effects for this specific scenario. You've got flensing microfilaments. It's an environment effect, which means that any injury rolls made after a melee attack, which will favour the flayed ones as well, you can re-roll injury rolls of a 1, which is very strong. Enervating Shroud, it's an effect that comes into play for the pitfalls in this game, which you can see here, and this longer one along the back here. If you're basically next to one of them, you get -1 to your strength characteristic. Also, my bad by the way, for the Ultramarines, removing the objectives, that's at the end of each battle round, not at the start of them, sorry. So at the end of each battle round, they can attempt to remove objectives if they have more on them than their opponent. So we'll go with the Necrons, see what they can get. They're getting a 7, and the Ultramarines are getting only a 3. So the Necrons win the roll-off for deployment. Ultramarines will have to drop their model first, followed by the Necrons. I'll come back to you guys once we've dropped everything in. There we go, deployment is all complete. On the Ultramarine side, we have the standard heavy bolt rifle. You've got sniper there in the middle. You've got the captain commander. You've got heavy with that's executioner heavy bolt gun. You've got the leader with the executioner bolt rifle, sergeant. And you've got the comms at the back there with the heavy bolt rifle. In the middle, you've got flayed ones. You've got the zealot, combat, veteran, standard flayed one there. Leaders sitting at the back holding down the command node, ready for that bonus command point later in the game. And we've got the Chronomancer sitting in cover there, out of view. We'll get into a roll-off for initiative. However, also just want to point out some additional changes. Obviously, doors, you can't block them anymore with enemy models. And we've got the firing points on the board, which can be used this game. We'll see how they go. There's 2 in the middle here as well, and 2 at the back. Also, backs up against the wall. If you're within an inch, if your enemy model's within an inch of a pitfall, a wall, or a door, and the backs are against the wall, obviously, in melee, and you manage to get an injury roll against them, you get +1 to that injury roll because you're pushing them up against the wall. There's something I forgot to point out at the very beginning. This game, these 2 narrative missions, the one that we're doing today as well, does last for exactly 7 battle rounds. So at the end of the 7 battle rounds, if the Marines don't manage to get rid of the 2 objectives and destroy them and sabotage them, then the Necrons win. Alright, so the Ultramarines, they're going to get a 2. Not very good at all. The Necrons are getting an 8, so the Necrons will get to go first here. Let's do their movement phase, battle round 1. Alright, so Necrons then, straight off the bat here, we're going to go with the Chronomancer. He's going to spend a command point to go down to 1 for the Necrons. We started on 2, obviously. So we're going to go down to 1 and use Determined Leap before we make a move action, which is one of the close confines tactics, which allows me to jump over the pitfall, which usually I wouldn't be able to do. So this small section here is only a 2-inch jump. If it's a 3-inch jump, then you need to roll a 3 up to do it, and a 2 up for a 2-inch jump. So pretty simple to remember. So on a 2 up, I can make the jump. Okay, and the command point wasn't wasted. So he's got 8-inch movement, more than enough to move to the edge, jump over the pitfall, and just get up and tuck myself into the behind the cover there, ready to target those guys coming down the back flank there. This guy at the back will obviously just ready. There's nothing much for him to be doing, really. In fact, you know what? He will actually shuffle behind the door. He can't stop people getting through it, but also I apologise. These specialist bases are really annoying size. The bases on the flayed ones, sorry, the new ones, they're a really unusual size, so my specialist bases don't fit them properly, so I've got to drag them along with them. Alright then, the flayed ones are quite happy to sit where they are. I thought I was going to end up doing more of them. I'm really not. These 2 are on the objective. These 2 aren't, but they can't be targeted at the moment by shooting. But that's all there's going to be there for the Necrons. We'll move straight over to the Ultramarines, see what they can do. So straight up here then for the commander, the captain in the middle, the Primaris captain. He's going to make a charge move into this flayed one, and he's also going to try and make a determined leap. In fact, I think he might also try and charge the veteran, because why not? And you know what? I'm actually going to flee with the Necron flayed ones. I'm going to pull back 3 inches and flee with them. So the veteran and the standard flayed one there. They're going to retreat for 3, and the captain's still going to have to make his move, his combat move, but he can still actually pull it off. It's still hefty charge now, and he's got to be able to make the leap. So let's see what we can do here. So they'll spend a command point and use Determined Leap. It does say any move, so charge is a move. Before you make the move, you pay the point. This is a 3-inch gap, so he needs to roll a 3 up to use it. Gets it, just about. So the captain, straight over the gap, There we go, 3-inch leap, and then he needs to roll his actual charge, to be fair, to see if he makes the distance. He only gets 4 inches, which is interesting. I'm going to re-roll that. I'm going to use all my command points, re-roll the charge move, which is a 6. Okay, let's measure that out. It would not be enough to get me within an inch of the Necron flayed ones. However, he will still use the movement because that gets me onto the objective. Down at the back here, we've got Sniper Specialist is going to make a move for 5 inches, which will get him to the door, to there, and he'll get to open it. Alright, and he finished his move within an inch of the doors, so the double doors slide open. I'm not sure whether you open 1 or 2 of the doors, but it seems a bit weird to only open 1 of them when they're like double doors, so I imagine they'd slide apart, but I'm sure we'll get maybe a fact for that, or I've just missed it, but pretty sure that's how it is, so that's how I'm going to do it. Sniper opens the door. He'll be ready to shoot later on in the round, but he did make a move. This one at the back here, he's going to come up alongside him, ready to shoot as well. They're rapid fire weapons, so I don't want them to be advancing or anything there, so just moves is fine. Over at the back, last of all, we've got the Executioner Heavy Bolter. Bolt gun is going to, Heavy Bolter is going to stay there and ready. So there we go, the leader and comms on that side. The comms will move forward and he opens the doors. He's going to be the one to risk going out in the open. His leader can then just sit back and ready. Alright, so ended up being no combat this round. It'll just be straight up into the shooting phase. The readied models get to go first. We'll go with the Executioner Heavy Bolter first. He's going to shoot across into this flayed one because he's not within an inch of cover, so he's not going to get an assist on injury rolls. Therefore, he will have cover though because I'm shooting through terrain, so no long range and close confines, remember, so just a -1 for the cover. It's a heavy 2 weapon, so I need 4s now, usually 3s, so 1 missed, 1 hit. Wounding, strength 5, toughness 4, so 3s to wound. I get a wound. This is -2 AP, 3 damage on the flayed one. They are brutal, these new heavy bolters, so let's see what we can do. With the save, he gets a 6 up. Oh, and he makes it! That's vital. Man alive, the flayed one lives for now. The Executioner Bolt Rifle is essentially the same weapon. On the leader here, he's going to go next because he's readied. He's going to shoot over into the Chronomancer who is in cover. However, this time it's 1 less damage and 1 less shot. The Comm Specialist here is also going to give him +1 to his hit roll, which ignores the terrain for the Chronomancer. So it's back to 3s. Hits, toughness 4 for the Chronomancer, so 3s, and it wounds. It's -2 AP, so Chronomancer's going to want to use his invuln save of a 4 up. Doesn't make it. And the Chronomancer's going to leave that one. I could re-roll it for my last command point with the Necrons, but I'm going to leave it because he got live and metal anyway, so he'll heal 1 wound next round. So I'll leave him for now. That's all the readied models for the Marines. It's on to the normal shooting. Chronomancer gets to choose first. Necrons have initiatives. It's going to be a single shot from his Entropic Lance, which is obviously in range. It's no cover there either for the comms Marines, so Primaris Marines. So this is just going to be strength 8 for 3s. So 3s to hit. Get the hit, that's a good start. Wounding on a 3. Gets the wound, nice. That is -3 AP against the Primaris Marine. He will have a 6 up save. Doesn't make it, not like the flayed one did, and that's going to be pretty brutal. That's D6 damage against the Marine there for 6 damage. That gives me 6 dice to flesh wound with, or injury roll, and easily done there, just needed a 4 up. And down goes the first model of the game, and that was brutal from that Entropic Lance. Nice rolling as well. It's these two down here, and it's going to be Sniper to go first, I reckon. He's obviously going to go into the Zealot there in the middle, who does have a little bit of cover there, to be fair. He's behind the wall slightly, so he will get cover. Kill team. So need 4s, sorry. Rerolling 1s because I'm Sniper, but didn't need it in the end. Get it in the end, sorry. So that's 1 hit. Wounding, strength 5, so 3s. Get a wound. It's -1 AP, so it's a 5 up save for the flayed one. And he makes it. Wow, the Necron's saving incredibly well so far. They're not dying. The other heavy bolt rifle will get a chance now. And from his angle, the flayed one won't have cover this time, so a slightly better angle on him. So this is going to be on 3s, no rerolls. Oh, that's where you need the sniper. Where was it when I needed it? But that is battle round 1. Initiative could be a pretty big deal here. There's no morale to be taken either, so initiative for battle round 2. Ultramarines getting a 5, Necrons getting a 4. Ultramarines really did need the initiative for this second round, and they will be going next. Well, straight up here, needless to say, the captain in the middle there is going to charge into the flayed ones. They will probably stand their ground just purely because they're already on the objective. I suppose they could flee because they could still be within 2 maybe there. Would that be right? Yeah, so they can still be within 2, and possibly on a 2-inch charge the captain could technically fail, so I might as well. Captain will make his charge roll though. Also, both teams, the Necrons are up to 3 command points this round. The Space Marines are up to 2. So yeah, Captain will make his charge, anything but a 2. Gets a 4. He's still not rolling great on the charge rolls, but he's finally in there. He's just so heavy, isn't he? That's what it is. The heavy in the middle, I think he's going to have to advance. I need him to try and get up onto this objective, possibly. So yeah, the heavy is just going to have to advance here. And he does get a 6. However, I'm going to have to spend a command point to leap over, and they're down to 1 command point, and I need a 3 up here though for him to get over the gap. Oh, I don't get it, so he can't do it. However, he still did get a 6-inch advance, and he will use that movement anyway. So using that advance move, he'll get 6 to get next to the sergeant. In fact, yeah, he's going to have to sit up behind the terrain, I think. That's going to have to do him for now, and he won't be able to shoot this round. Bolt rifle down at the back, heavy bolt rifle down at the bottom here. He is going to charge the zealot there in the middle. No fleeing or anything for him. It's a 6-inch charge. No, he needs another inch on that. He's about half an inch out from actually being in engagement range. I think he's going to have to re-roll it. I need to get him in, so we will re-roll, see if we can get him in. And a 4, oh, so poor. All right, for the Ultramarines, they're really unlucky this game so far. So they're going to move 3. He's going to make the move anyway, should I say. So he's getting up into there. That'll do him nicely. And then I think with the sniper, he's going to just try and advance to get around the corner here onto the objective. Since the other flayed ones, the captain's kind of blocked the holes there so that the flayed ones can't really get too far through. Advanced move of 5, that gets him right around the corner there quite comfortably, and he'll tuck himself into there. Alright, so that is the Ultramarines done. The sergeant up the top there, Pariah Sergeant, is just kind of ready, and everything else has been done. So it's onto the Necrons, see what they want to do. He's going to sit there at the back. He's happy sitting on that node again. Also, actually, I forgot to say, it's battle round 2, so they control the node, the command node. They would have got an extra command point, so they're up to 4 now. Which is pretty sweet. So Necron's fully in control, and they have 4 command points. Space Marines have already spent their 2 this round. They're down to 0. They're not getting the best of luck. Alright, so things are a bit awkward for the flayed ones because these little gaps here, they can't fit their bases through to charge. So, needless to say, the Zealot here will actually, though, charge the Marine down here, the Primaris Marine, who also tried to charge himself, so can't overwatch or react. So we'll go for it here. And easy charge for the Zealot. That's going to be nice for him this round. The combat is actually, flayed one is going to try and charge the leader round the corner there. It's a good 10-inch charge, but he could make it. Doesn't make it. Do I really want to spend a reroll on that? I've got a lot of command points. No, he's just going to stay put where he is. Failed. We'll call it failed charge. They can't target him for shooting this round. They can't see him. The Chronomancer is going to advance. That puts him up to 12 movement. He's 8 standard. And he's just going to hover himself. He's going to go all the way around the corner here. And actually, 12 gets him all the way around behind cover there. Ready to shoot at the sniper, Primaris Marine later in the round. This one here is just going to sit on that command node again because he's doing a good job. So the only shooting now in the shooting phase is going to be for the Chronomancer, who has his Entropic Lance. He advanced, so therefore he's -1 to his attack with his assaults. His lance is an assault weapon, so he still can shoot with it, just be -1. There's no cover for the sniper there. for the Marines. So it's just going to be a single shot on a 4-up. See what we can do. Missed. I will re-roll it on a down to 3 command points and re-roll the hit roll. Getting it on a 5. Nicely done. It was always 50-50 there. Strength 8 down to strength 7 because I'm next to the pit and it's letting off all that nasty miasma. So we'll just shoot strength 7's toughness 5, so it's still 3s. Missed, and no reroll can be used that time. That though will be all the shooting. Everything else is charged or is out of line of sight now, so the Marines at the back there. It will be combat now, and it's the Marines who have initiative as well. So it would be the Ultramarines to choose their charging model first. However, I'm going to go and spend 2 command points to go down to 1 and use a decisive strike to select a model for the Necrons to fight first before any other enemy model. I'm going to choose this model here, see what we can do to the Primaris Marine. I'm also going to spend that last point and use the Flayed One's command tactic. I think it's Flensing Claws, where they get basically, if they roll wound rolls of a 6-up, they get 2 damage for their weapon instead of 1, which is pretty awesome. I get 4 attacks instead of 3 because I charged and I'm Novok. See what we can do. I need 3s here. Re-rolling hit rolls. Re-roll those ones. Nice, Novok paid off. Looking for 5s and 6s now. Strength 4, toughness 5. Oh, that hurts a lot. Nothing came of it. And my bad, sorry guys, it's the Zealot there as well, Flayed One, and he did charge successfully, so he'd be +1 strength to strength 5. Also, that 4 did wound in the end. I did get 1 wound though, but not great rolls from him. -1 AP, the Marine gets 4 up. Doesn't make it, they've got no re-rolls, that is 1 damage. So 1 damage, and the Primaris Marines there, they do have 3 wounds each, so he's down to 2 remaining, the Heavy Intercessors. Yeah, I think the captain's going to have to be ballsy here, and he's going to have to split his attacks. He gets 5 attacks. He's going to go 3 into the veteran, 2 into the other one there. So we'll do 3 into the veteran first. This is going to be on 2s, no rerolls, with his Mastercrafted Power Sword. 3 hits, wounding, strength 5, toughness 4, with +1 to my strength with Power Sword now. So that is 3s to wound. Oh my life, that's good rolling so far. -3 AP, no saves at all. 2 damage for being a Mastercrafted Power Sword, so 2 flesh wounds, but that is actually worse against Necrons because of their reanimation protocols, so we'll see how that goes. Just don't get a 6. I get a 6, and no rerolls either for no command points left, so he stands up and he's all good. 2 attacks though against the other Flayed One here, so that is going to be on 2s, 2 hits, wounding on 3s. Oh, misses both though there, and no rerolls for that one. Ouch. 2 attacks for the Intercessor here, Heavy Intercessor. On 3s, no rerolls. Strength 4, so needing 3s to wound. Gets a wound. 4-up save for the Flayed One. Does make it. Wow, look at that. Okay, Flayed One's doing very well so far in this battle. Necrons in general are. So the 2 Flayed Ones here will get to their attacks back into the Captain. 3 attacks each then for the Flayed Ones attacking back into the Captain. Rerolling hit rolls for Novok because I got charged. Needing 3s, re-rolling those 1s, that's a big deal. And get 1 more hit from that. Wounding though, strength 4, toughness 5 at least will be for the captain, so that's going to be 5s. No wounds, that's the downside. The other one will get his 3 attacks, that's on 3s. Re-rolling the 1 for Novok. Gets the hits, nice. Wounding is going to be on 5s. 2 wounds this time though, okay. 4-up save either way, whether it's invuln or normal for -1 AP from the Flayed Ones, so 4-up saves. Okay, fails 1, that will be no rerolls either, so he goes down to 6 wounds remaining, the captain, he's a bit of a tank. Alright, and that is the end of battle round 2, there is no morale still to be taken here. 1 loss for the Ultramarines with the comms going down, but other than that it is going to be straight over to the next battle round. No Flayed Ones have gone down still, so no resurrections. So Ultramarines getting a 9, can they get it again? The Necrons getting a 10. Oh wow, this game's going nicely for the Necrons. How typical considering that we're in the Pariah Nexus. Okay, so the Necrons are up to 3 command points for having the command node and their leader still in play. The Ultramarines, they have 2 command points, they don't control the command node, but their leader is still alive. The Chronomancer here, he's going to make a charge into the Sniper, see what he can do. The Sniper Ultramarine will overwatch, so that's going to be 2 shots on 6s. So the Sniper there is going to actually use a command point to use See Them Coming, which basically allows you to fire overwatch at an enemy model using your ballistic skill and using -1 to that ballistic skill, plus any other minuses through terrain and things like that. So basically means he gets -1 to a 4-up with his rapid fire in overwatch, and 5 up because of cover. So a command point allows me to fire 2 shots on 5s instead of 6s, re-rolling 1s because I'm a sniper. So I'll go down to 1 command point, and then I'll roll my overwatch against the Chronomancer. 1 hit, worth it, re-rolling the 1 sniper, gets it, 2 hits, onto wounds. Heavy bolt rifle, it is going to be on 3, strength 5, toughness 4. 1 wound will do it for me, -1 AP, that's a 4-up invuln for the Chronomancer, but he does make it. Chronomancer needs to make a charge, and a 4 will do it comfortably. That'll sit him in on the objective as well, which is what he wants. The flayed ones here, I think, will stay in where they are. They could flee, but there's not really much point because the commander can shoot anyway, so if they fall back. So I think they will stay in there. They seem to be doing pretty well. This flayed one here will probably do just the same. And this flayed one on the left-hand side here, he's going to target the Sniper here, and he's going to target those 2 at the back there again. So no overwatch again for the Marines. He'll just see what charge roll he can get. He gets an 8. I don't think that'll be enough though. Not quite there. He probably needed another inch or 2 for either charge, either side. However, he will probably use the movement. No, in fact, you know what? He'll keep himself there. He'll keep himself there. He'll let them come to him, and that's what they'll be doing. So we'll go on to the Ultramarines and see what they want to do. Captain staying in. Sniper there staying in. The Intercessor here, the heavy Intercessor, I think is actually going to fall back because he's an Ultramarine. So he'll fall back to there. The leader will make moves. He's going to make moves and get cover here. And then, not that he really needs it, the heavy at the back there will also do the same and push into there. So they've both got a nice line of sight there of the flayed one. You know what? The captain didn't do as well as I thought he would in combat. So he is actually going to fall back now that I'm thinking about it. He's going to fall back to there. And he's going to be able to shoot being Ultramarine later in the turn, so we'll see what they can do. Okay then, so shooting for the Ultramarines, there's nothing really for Necrons to be doing, it's all flayed ones and the Chronomancers in combat. Sergeant first here, he's got his Executioner bolt rifle. And the Executioner bolt rifle is a single shot, so that's going to go into the flayed one here, the combat one, and that's going to be on a 3. It's actually going to be on a 4-up because the flayed one is in a bit of cover. And I don't believe that's going to hit. There's no rerolls for him there. 2 shots for the heavy bolter, the Executioner one. It's heavy specialist as well there, so he's not getting negatives for moving with a heavy weapon. So this is just going to be on 4s because cover for the flayed one. 1 hit, and wounding is going to be on 3s. Easy wound. Gets a 6-up save though against the heavy bolter. Doesn't make it, and this is going to be 3 damage. And that's going to be, once again, pretty tough to get rid of him because it's only going to be on a 5-up here. A 6-up reanimates him. 5-up because he's within an inch of cover. So this could do with at least flesh wounding him, really. And no, it does not happen. Do I want to re-roll that? I'm going to go down to 0. I want to try and get a flesh wound on him at least. I'm probably going to roll a 6 again, but worth a chance. I didn't, I got 5-ups. Oh, perfect. And down goes the flayed one. Combat there. Nice. All right then, so the Ultramarines that fell back, so these 2 here are going to get to shoot on 6s with their Legion trait. So we'll go with the captain here. He'll shoot into the veteran. See what he can get on rapid fire on 6s. Getting nothing in the end. The one down here will do the same into the Zealot flayed one. Needing 6s, didn't get anything. Okay, so waste of time there really, but I'm still on the objectives for now I guess, and at least the flayed ones can't attack me in combat. We'll go straight into the fight phase, and it's the Chronomancer to go first since he charged. So going with the Chronomancer, he's only strength 4, Pariah Marines are toughness 5, so he's going to spend a command point to go with Disruption Fields, which means that he gets +1 strength to strength 5 this round. His Entropic Lance is now up to 2 attacks for being melee specialist. So we're hitting on 3s here. Missing one, hitting with 1. I'll re-roll one of those, I think. Want to make sure I get these through. And we get 2 hits, nice. Wounding now is going to be on 4s instead of 5s. We get 1 hit, wound, sorry. Also, my apologies, I forgot I am Novok, so I didn't need to spend the command point on re-rolling that previous attack. I just got it anyway, so I'm straight back up there. So what I'll do is I'll use the re-roll on the wound roll that I got there for a 4, and I got it. So the re-roll will be used on that instead, so I'll go back down to 2 for that. There we go. So I've got 2 wounds through, it's -3 AP, and no saves there for the Ultramarines, not looking good for the sniper. It's also a 3 damage attack, which basically just means that one of the attacks will be used. It goes straight through his wounds characteristic. 3 dice, pick the highest on 4s. There we go, 1 4 in the roll, and down goes the sniper. The Necrons are smashing it right now, and down he goes. The Chronomancer will stay where he is for now, because if he consolidates into the captain will be able to fight him, so he's going to leave it for now. Also forgot to point out that we've had 2 rounds since the Chronomancer got hurt, so he's healed his 2 wounds with living metal at the beginning of each battle round, so he's just been an absolute tank. Let's go on to, I think then, the next battle round, unless we've got any morale to do, but I don't think so, because there's no flesh wounds. So yes, we will just go on to battle round 4 and initiative roll-off. The Necrons have gone up to 5 command points. The Marines go back up to 2. They both still have their leaders, but the Necrons have that command node still, so go up by 3. Initiative roll-off. The Ultramarines, what are they going to get? Getting a 9. They could probably do with initiative, to be honest, this round. And the Necrons, a 7. So Ultramarines will get initiative for battle round 4. Alright, and at the start of this battle round, I can bring back one of my flayed ones 9 inches away from enemy models. So I'm going to bring back the combat specialist flayed one there, 9 inches away, and he'll be down at the front there, and he'll try and make a charge later in the round. Yeah, so the captain here, he's going to have to try and go deal with the Chronomancer, I think. He's going to charge him. So the Chronomancer is going to get to probably Overwatch would make sense with him here. Yeah, fleeing is kind of useless there, and I get myself off the objective. So I'll just Overwatch, single shot with his Entropic Lance on a 6. Misses, no rerolls there, so it's just a charge for the captain, who gets in. Nicely done. I think the Intercessor here is probably just going to have to charge back into the Zealot here. So he'll charge back in, and he's getting in there. There's nothing much else that can really be done right now. I think he's just going to have to charge back in, see what he can do. The heavy Ultramarine here is, I think, just going to make moves and come just into the hallway there. That'll do him nicely, just on the corner, and ready line of sight of the flayed ones. If they want to get away from him, they're going to have to make moves. The Sergeant at the back, he's going to try and charge the Chronomancer. See what he can do. Double 1 will not be doing it. And yeah, he is just going to have to make the double move there. I want to save those 2 points that I have now to later in the game for Death Denied now. I think my Ultramarines are dropping too fast. I need to save them with some Death Denied, so no matter what, I'm going to try and keep those points now. The flayed ones down in here, they're going to make charge moves into the captain. Pretty simple. This one here actually could squeeze his way in against this Intercessor, but I need to defend the objective, so both flayed ones, we'll go with the veteran first, we'll charge the captain. No Overwatch, obviously, gets comfortably in there, and the other one will also get in, and now neither of them can be targeted by the heavy bolter either. Alright, the flayed one down at the bottom here, nearly forgot about him. My combat, he came back. He's going to try and make a charge into the Ultramarine, gets a 9, and we know that that'll do it because I had to stay 9 away, and he's closer now than he was before. So very, very simple. It's straight into the fight phase. There's no shooting here at all. Before any attacks happen here from the captain, who will get to choose to go first. Fight phase, it's going to be the captain first. However, I'm going to spend 2 command points with the Necrons because they've got so many here to go down to 3. And once again here, we will go with the Chronomancer, decisive strike, and he will fight first. Marines can't really afford to get rid of their points. And then I'm also going to spend 1 command point to go down to 2. to use Duel of Honor, which means that whenever your commander, it's a commander-specific tactic, if your commander's attacking another commander, you can re-roll all hit rolls and wound rolls in that phase. So he's got 2 standard attacks, then 3 with his tendrils. So the 2 attacks come from being melee commander. It's going to be on 3s re-rolling. Re-roll that 1. It was a good spend already, but no, missed the hit there. So wounding is going to be... Oh, also, my bad actually, I forgot to spend the point again because I have got the point, so I don't mind spending them. I spend the point to get the +1 strength again, I forgot about that. Yeah, that makes me strength 5 and he's toughness 5. And that's disruption field, guys, so down to 1 command point to use that as well, I forgot to say. 4s to wound. No wound though, ouch. I do have a reroll anyway, don't I, because I paid for the points. I don't get it, man, not good rolls. However, I guess the Ultramarines could do with a bit of luck. But he does have 3 tendril attacks. This is going to be on 3s re-rolling. Gets all 3 hits. Wounding is going to be on 4s again. And this time re-rolling the 3. Yeah, okay, so he gets 3 wounds that time. No AP on the Chrono Tendrils though, so it's just 3 up saves for the captain, and he nails it. Okay, Ultramarines starting to come into the game a bit more. The captain will now get his attacks. He has 5 attacks with his Mastercrafted Power Sword. He's going to go straight into probably the Chronomancer himself, see what we can do against him. This is going to be on 2s. And we're getting the hits we needed there. So wounding is going to be on 3s this time because I'm strength 5. And we get 4 wounds. These are -3 AP, 2 damage each because it's Mastercrafted. 4 4-up invuns for the Chronomancer. And he fails 2 of them, which that would take him down. So he's actually going to re-roll one of those saves to go down to 0. Good job he did save it. So re-rolling one of them, which he fails. So that is 2 failed invuns, 2 damage apiece. He's only got 4 wounds. He's down to 0. And it's a 2 damage weapon, so 2 to try and take him out. He has no resurrection protocols, reanimation protocols. So it's just a single 4 up here for the captain. He gets it. He really does get it. And captain struts his stuff now. And down goes the Chronomancer. Flayed ones will now get a choice of who gets to charge next. It's going to be the combat down here, assisting the, that is actually the Zealot there as well. So combat will get 4 attacks, combat flayed one, and he will get to re-roll hit rolls because he's Novok and he charged. So see what we can do on 3s, gets all the hits he needs anyway, and wounding is going to be on 5s though because I'm only strength 4. I get 2 wounds though. 4-up saves, -1 AP. And he fails 1, makes 1, so he's down to 2 wounds remaining. The Ultramarine here will now get to attack back. Might as well do that. So he's going to get 2 attacks. On 3s, he'll attack the Zealot because he hasn't attacked back yet. Hits. He's going to wound on 4s here, strength 4. No wounds though, okay. Could have done with something maybe there. However, we will flip back over to this side. The 2 charging flayed ones here will get to attack. They're both the same, so I'm going to just attack with them at the same time. 3 attacks apiece, so that's 6 overall. Re-rolling hit rolls because they charged. Needing 3s, re-rolling those 2s. Getting the hits. Wounding is going to be here on 5s though. Strength 4, toughness 5. Only 1 wound, that's where it hurts them really. That's a 3-up save for the captain. 4-up save, sorry, because flayed ones have -1 AP now. And makes it on a 6, so the captain's standing pretty strong now. The only attacks left are from this flayed one here, the Zealot. 3 attacks, he did not make a charge this turn, but he's re-rolling hit rolls because he got charged and he's Novok, very confusing. Re-rolling the 1, missed, wounding on 5s, no wounds again for the flayed ones there. Alright, and going into the 5th battle round now, we've got 2 left after this one. 3 command points for the Necrons. They still hold the node, the command node, and they have their leader alive. The Marines didn't use command points last round, so they're up to 4. They've got some spare now. So we'll carry on with them now. But it's going to be initiative roll off. Here we go with the initiative. Ultramarines getting a 7. Necrons getting a 10. Necrons get initiative this round. The flayed one here is going to actually fall back to there to help contest the objective and also block the gap so that the Ultramarine there can't fall back and do the same thing in that direction at least anyway. So he's going to fall back to there and help assist on the objective. And for the Ultramarines, the captain here is going to stay where he is. The sergeant is, I think we just need to make moves now and just try and take this objective finally. So the heavy intercessor there is going to make a 5 move, and he's going to end just short of the door there, and he's going to open it. So that door is going to be opened as well now. Yeah, I think the sergeant then is going to try and charge. He's going to come around this side of the objective. So let's see what he can do. We'll move around the other side here for a charge. No reacting obviously for the flayed ones. That'll get him probably in there. Yeah, quite comfortably. Get him up over onto the other side of the wall there. Lock in that flayed one, the veteran. The Ultramarine here is actually going to fall back, and he's going to fall back to there and take his wounds with him, and he's then going to try and assist to shoot up the flayed one there, because we really need to try and get rid of models off that objective. We need objective 2 this round for the Ultramarines. Alright, and it's going to be straight over into the shooting. Alright, let's go with the Executioner Heavy Bolt first. This is going to be on 3s. No cover or anything there for the flayed one. He's out in the open. So 3s to hit. Missed 1, hit with 1. Wounding is going to be on 3s at the very least. Makes a wound. -2 AP, so there's going to be a 6-up save for the flayed one. Oh, it doesn't quite make it, but it was close. 3 damage from the Executioner Heavy Bolter, and no 6s is what I want here, really. And that was absolutely perfect. A 4 is what I needed, a 4 is what I will get, and down goes the Zealot as well. So we're really starting to pummel them here. That flayed one will come back next round on the edge of the board, but I did manage to take him out. There's been no flesh wounds this game. It's been unbelievable, but there we go, he goes down. That then frees up this intercessor, heavy intercessor, to shoot into this flayed one here, which I need to take off that token. And it's on 6s because I fell back, so let's see what we can do. No hits, which is fine. I fell back, so he can't attack me. He's left in the open. Okay, my bad. The captain does not actually have a bolt pistol. I'm shocked. Okay, so it will just be straight onto melee then. And I think both sides are going to want a decisive strike here. So Necrons going down to 1 point left. And the Space Marines, they will go down to 2 left. They're going to have to roll off now to see who gets to attack first. So the Ultramarines are going to choose the captain. The flayed ones will choose the veteran there in the middle. Veteran and the captain wins the roll. So the captain gets to go first, followed by the veteran, followed by charging models. And you know what? I'm going to focus my fire this time. So the captain's going to go all 5 into this flayed one, which is going to be on 2s. Okay, and that's why I wanted to focus it all. So only 3 hits. Wounding is going to be on 3s though. Mastercrafted Power Sword. 2 go through. It's -3 AP, so that's no save for the flayed one. 2 damage apiece, so that'll go through his armor and wounds. It's 2 to take him out on a 4-up, and does it. And that's another kill for the captain. Down goes another flayed one. Still no flesh wounds this game. This has been brutal. I love it. And the captain succeeds. And it's going to be over to the veteran, who will get 3 attacks and will get to reroll melee rolls because hit rolls, sorry, because he got charged and he's an Novok. 3s, no rerolls needed. Wounding on 5s. This is into the sergeant, by the way. And that is -1 AP. 2 4-up saves for the sergeant. Makes 1, fails 1. Sergeant goes down to 2 wounds remaining. Heavy Intercessor Sergeant gets 3 attacks into the veteran on 3s. And 2 hits. Wounding on 4s this time. 2 wounds, 2 4-up saves for the flayed one. Fails both. Only single damage though this time from the Ultramarine Sergeant, so it's going to be on a 4-up to take him down. Does it? What is this? No flesh wounds at all this game. And I'm then going to consolidate the Sergeant as well, since he's been freed up now from combat. Push closer towards the nearest enemies. There's only 2 flayed ones on the board right now, but we will resurrect one. And of course, at the end of this round, there is also the factor that we can burn and sabotage objective 2, which is really, really good for the Ultramarines. They finally got one. So they're halfway there. They're now going to make their way down through the hallway now, I guess, to try and take on the leader and the last of the flayed ones and the Necrons. Into morale phase as well, though. Need to think about that because the Necrons are pretty battered. It's going to be leadership 10 for broken test for the Necrons. They're below half their force. So on an 11, they will actually fail and be broken. They're not, they're fine. That's all that needs to be done. There's no flesh wounds anywhere on the field. It's just general wounds. Let's go on to battle round 6, initiative roll-off. Ultramarines are going to get a 10, and the flayed ones, or the Necrons, get a 7. So Ultramarines get initiative this round. So the flayed one to be brought back this turn, or this round, is the Zealot. It's been brought back along the edge there. Don't know what difference that's going to make now, really. The Ultramarines are really just going to be pushing, squeezing through the middle there to try and get to the objective now, but we'll wait and see. Let's go with Ultramarines and their initiative then, and it's going to be straight away. The heavy here does have 5 movement to get within an inch of the door, which will get him to there. That'll put him within an inch, and he'll be able to open it up. The Sergeant will also just move up in behind him, get up into there and take his wounds with him. The Ultramarine down here will, I think, you know what, we'll spend a command point. I'm going to go down to 3. I'm going to try and jump this 2-inch gap on a 2. Nice. Jumps over and it'll get him to more or less there for now. Actually, we'll leave him in there for now. That'll do him nicely. The captain will charge the flayed one down here. He wants all the glory. He's going to let his men do the rest. He will even re-roll at this point. I need more than that as well on the charge. So down to 2, re-roll the charge. A 7 will probably get me in. Let's just check this here. And there we go. 7 gets him round the corner there and into the flayed one. It's just the Necrons to go. We've got the flayed one leader in the middle there. He's just going to have to charge the heavy and do what he can. He will be getting overwatched as well, so that is going to be 6s from the heavy specialist. Misses, and charge from the leader. Gets in quite comfortably, straight into the middle of him there. And then it's flayed one down here. Will just try and charge the intercessor here. See what he can get. Also overwatch from the intercessor. That is going to be 2 shots rapid fire on 6s. No 6s. Charge from the flayed one. We'll easily get him in around the corner there, and he will tuck in just in the corner there as well. And that's that. Shooting for this round. Everything's charged. I was in combat, so nothing for the sergeant to do there. It's straight into fight phase. The leader is going to go first. No decisive striking anywhere. It's kind of pointless at this point. The flayed ones have charged anyway. They're going to spend a command point to go down to 3 though, to use Flensing Claws up here with the leader, who's going to attack first. So any 6s to wound become 2 damage instead of 1. Here we go, looking for 3s to hit, re-rolling because I charged for Novak. Re-roll. Oh, that's what we need to wound. Alright, let's see what we can do then. Wounding on 5s as well. You know what? I'll spend the extra point as well to go down to 2 so that we get strength 5 instead of 4 for the disruption field. So strength 5 now, I need 4s. No rerolls there, but I do get a 6 up, which means that I get 1 that's 2 damage and 1 that's 1 damage. So Primaris Marine there will do, the heavy intercessor will get a 4-up save. This is the 2 damage one. Fails it, and I think he's going to leave it for now and take the 2 damage because he'll be down to a wound remaining. And then the other save is on a 4-up but 1 damage, and he fails it. Do I just use Death Denied? I think I do. So I'm just going to use Death Denied, go down to 0, and that's what I saved it for. And I'll just take the flesh wound instead of dying and return to 1 wound remaining. First flesh wound of the game, everybody. It's the captain first, although I'm not that fussed about that combat, but we'll see what glory he can gain. 5 attacks on 2, sorry. 4 hits, wounding on 3s. And 3 wounds, master crafted, so straight through with -3 AP. The armor,
It's 2 wounds a pop, so 2 damage weapon. That's going to be 4 up on 2 dice. Gets it. He's been something else. that captain, he's been pretty awesome. I can't lie about that. So over this side here, we go back to the flayed one here. He's got 4 attacks, sorry, because that's my zealot on the charge, and he's strength 5 as well, so not bad. And he charged for Novox, so he's re-rolling. Hits 3s, he's hit anyway. Wounding on 4s because I'm zealot and I charged. And unfortunate that we only got the 1, and it's a 4-up save for the Ultramarine. He fails. In fact, he'd already taken a damage, my bad, so he's down to 1 now. That's unfortunate. The flayed one could have done even more there, but that's that. The heavy intercessor at the top there can attack back with 2 attacks. Transhuman, so ignores the flesh wound on 3s. Hits with 1, wounds on 4s, sorry. Wounds though, and that's going to be a 4-up save for the flayed one. Makes it, and he stands his ground. I've also consolidated around the corner there with the captain after winning against the flayed one. This is going to be a very tight final round. I'm not sure whether they're going to be able to do it or not here. Alright, actually morale phase before we carry on. He can't fail the Ultramarine with the flesh wound, but Necrons are below half their force still here, so broken test. On an 11 plus they break. They don't, so they're fine. So sorry, now it's on to the final battle round. Ultramarines initiative roll. For an 8, Necrons gets a 5, so Ultramarines will go first here. Alright, so straight off the bat here for the Ultramarines, I've got a 2-inch gap there. And when I make a move, in this case a fallback move, I can spend a point to use the leap, and so I will. Ultramarines will go down to 1 fan point remaining. They started on 2 because they've got their sergeant left. Necrons went back up to 5. They still technically hold the command node and they have their leader alive, so they're +3 this turn. Let's see if the Ultramarine can do it on a 2-up. Nice. Just a simple 5-inch jump then across, and that will literally tuck him right in to there. And he will get onto the command node, which is what he wanted to do. So the sergeant at the back is also going to use one of the close confines tactics, spending their last command point, so they're really making use of them this round. For the barge through tactic, it's the first time we've used it this round. He's only got a small passageway, so he's going to literally do an Ultramarine charge and just barge through them and push them off the bridge if he needs to. As long as he doesn't end his move within 1 inch of an enemy model, he can push through models as if they weren't there with a move or an advance. So he's going to make an advance. +2 for 7, sorry, will comfortably get him outside of an inch range of that flayed one and get him onto the objective there. And captain here, he's going to try and charge this flayed one. Let's see if he can make it. Flayed one isn't going to flee. It's kind of pointless at this point. I need him. So the captain getting a 6, straight over there, nice and easy. As a matter of fact, I would have been able to bring in a flayed one this round. Sure, let's say I bring him in on this side. Would have been beginning of the round, so there we go. So yeah, for the flayed one I just brought on at the back there, it's going to have to be a charge because he can't end within an inch of the sergeant there and technically still be within 2 of this, so he has to be within an inch, so he has to charge. I've got a command point to re-roll it if I really need to, but this is massive. This may determine whether I can do this or not. So flayed one at the top, that's the combat one that I brought back. He's going to charge the sergeant. He's moved already, so he's actually advanced, so he cannot react. What do I get? A 4. We're going to have to re-roll it. Down to 4. Re-rolled for a 5, which does not do it. And at the same time, I also would have had to spend a point to see if I could have jumped the gap as well. So did not work for the Necrons in the end, but how close was that? And it just goes to show that these 2 narrative scenarios that you get in the book are definitely designed for the expansion for use with them. It shows that you can use these models in a very close, fun narrative scenario. Please do subscribe, throw a like on the video, and definitely do leave comments down below. It really helps with these videos and pushes us on. We're only a small channel, so it does help us get a bit more noticed. I really want to know what you thought of the game, what you think of the Pariah Nexus release. Have you picked it up? Are you kind of more interested to now after watching a scenario that actually allows you to play with the stuff from the box set? I think it works really nice. But otherwise, until next time guys, hope you enjoyed that and happy skirmishing.
Hey there guys, thanks for watching the video. Please do throw a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when any new content drops. We do one battle report a week covering various skirmish games. There's also Patreon if you wish to support me and the channel, and we are trying to reach our first funding target, allowing me to go part-time and make more weekly scheduled content. You can go and sign up and show your support in the link in the description below, just like the awesome people to the left of me. And until next time guys, enjoy and happy skirmishing.